Okay, October 20th, 1955. You can read the headlines for yourself. They speak loud and clear.
Wasn't there anything here before?
No, main wall, that's up there.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, here you go, Kev. So really, development projects in Norwalk have been stalled for far too long. And while Stamford right now is building the largest project in the history of their city, and Bridgeport is moving forward with development, little, if anything, is happening in Norwalk. Now, I'm very pleased to see the Waypoint project moving forward, but again, it took a long time to get it off the ground. As mayor, I will ensure that Norwalk has leadership and accountability for development. I'll be focused on development every day, every hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day of the year. Over the past years, we have received not one penny of increase in tax dollars from these stalled projects. And that's unfair to the residents of this city who are bearing an undue burden of taxes on their homes. If these development projects move forward, our grand list would be growing instead of shrinking. Fiscal year 2012-2013, our grand list was $12.8 billion. Fiscal year 2013-2014, our grand list had shrunk to $2.5 billion. We lost $300 million off our grand list because homeowners were fighting their tax assessment, and it was found in case after case after case that their homes were assessed too high. And so they kept winning case after case after case. Our redevelopment agency, our planning and zoning agencies, they have to work together, not against each other, in order to move things forward. We need to have a plan that is not obstructionist, but a plan that facilitates growth and development. I was speaking with a developer the other day. He said in Bridgeport, he got everything in order in 8 months. Norwalk took 3.5 years. And that's frustrating to developers who try to come in, try to do their job. We want to hold them accountable for the promises that they make as far as timeliness of getting the project done. But when they run into obstructions in the city of Norwalk over at City Hall, it's difficult to hold them accountable. So, as mayor, I will insist that all parties work together for a real plan of development in Norwalk and aggressively pursue real results. We need to develop a Norwalk where people can live, work, shop, send their children to our schools, and still be able to afford to live here. What we need is developments that provide authenticity, diversity, walkability, and affordability. So that when we build a project, we have retail space, office space, residential space, and we build our own consumer base. And right now there's nothing happening because nobody is taking charge and making things happen. And that has to change. And under a Rilling administration, we will make sure that development projects move forward. And we'll tell the developers if your program or your plan is no longer viable, then maybe we need to think in other terms. Now the project where we're standing now, they're looking to transfer development rights. The city of Norwalk should wait until we hear what plans are going to be put into place. A mall, while we have no idea whether a mall is coming here or not, we need to know what the developer's plans are, because a mall generally does not deliver a good revenue stream in taxes. They don't pay taxes on their inventory. They pay taxes on their footprint. They bring in, again, part-time, low-paying jobs. And in the Financial Times, there was a report recently that said within 15% of the nation's malls will fail within the next 5 years. That's in the Financial Times. So before we move ahead with transfer of any development rights, we really need to sit down, let the public know what the plans are going to be before we move forward. It's silly to move forward unless you know what the plans are that are going to be put into or going to be implemented. So we really need to walk carefully on that. So that's pretty much it. I will make sure that City Hall has an easy to understand and friendly and helpful process for obtaining permits for projects large and small. Right now that does not exist. There are stories where people go over to City Hall, try to get permits, try to get plans, and again, they're made to feel as if they're being an annoyance to the people that work there. We need to change that. We need to make City Hall user-friendly. And I've heard too many stories to suggest that that is not the case.
This project with the mall is new to me, and the LDA and everything. Don't they have to get first they have to get permission to switch the ownership, and then they go through the...
Well, they're not switching ownership.
Okay.
They're switching development rights.
Okay.
And development rights is something that redevelopment agency could just say, okay, you know, we'll grant it.
Okay.
But I think we really we owe the public a right to know as to what the plans are before we move forward with granting them permission to transfer the development rights.
Okay.
And if the development plan is not the same as the LDA, then they do have to put in for new permits and a new LDA and they do have to go for a public hearing. But let us find out what's going on first before we are so quick to transfer the development rights.